I just wanted to share this with you. This was a tutorial that I did that I put on my Thinkific platform, not on YouTube, but I put it on a platform where I offer online classes. And I did it on a canvas pad, which is 10 sheets in a 9x12 pad. It's on my Amazon link. So it's actually canvas material. It's unprimed on the back, it's primed on the front, and then you paint straight on the front. And I just use it straight out of my pad, paint it, and then take the sheet out of the pad. And in order to frame it, I just get a piece of illustration board or a thick piece of cardboard, and I measure out the size that I need. And then I'm going to see if I can cut this with scissors. It may be too thick. I can. You could also use a razor, which I couldn't find upstairs in my art room, so I just decided I'd cut it with my scissors. But you could use a razor against a straight edge and cut it that way. Probably much easier. This is the harder way. I have a razor right here, but it's not the angled one, it's a straight one. I don't know if I can let me put, we'll see if I can do this. I'm not sure. This is a watercolor pad I'm getting ready to do some artwork in, but you can put a metal ruler up to your edge of your line. This keeps it nice and straight. You can't put a wooden ruler if it doesn't have a metal edge, or it'll tear your ruler up. And you run that razor blade right along the edge of your metal ruler. So it got through the first layer. It didn't get all the way through. So what I'm going to do is bend it and then finish cutting it with my scissors. Now if I had an angled razor blade, it would have probably cut pretty perfectly, and I didn't want to cut through the back of my cardboard pad. I might could come on the other side. I don't like, these are good for scraping off dried paint off of flat surfaces that are, you know, slick and things like that. So I keep these around for scrapes and drips. Okay, that worked. Alright, so the next thing you do, there's a couple of things you can use to glue this to the board. I've got me just a plastic, it's a good RX card. I have several of these around to paint with when I'm doing acrylic pours and so forth. So I'm going to glue this down to this piece of board, and then it'll have a nice flat structure that it's glued to, and it'll pop straight into a 9x12 frame. Super easy. Or I could go with the bigger frame and have a mat cut for it. Either way, this is already sold and she's buying it this way, so I'm not going to mat and frame this piece, but that's what you can do with canvas pad sheets. And let me show you the pad. This right here is the pad. It's on Amazon, Frederick's canvas pad, and notice that this says medium texture. So that means you can see the texture of the canvas just like you would a regular canvas, but it's a sheet. And see how it's unfinished on the back? It's a little creamier tan color, and on the front it's white. That means it's pre-primed. And I always paint it straight out of it. I just leave it in the pad while I'm painting, and then when I'm finished and it's dry, I just tear it out. I love these. They're about $10 to $12 for a pad of 10, and so that means they're about $1 a sheet. So it's great for artwork that you possibly will frame later. I use that a lot to teach my tutorials for people that are learning how to paint. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I glue it. Now you could use a PVA glue, you could use Elmer's extra strength glue. You can also use a medium, matte medium, gel medium, gloss medium. This is a matte gel, it's by Master's Touch, and it's a very thick product. So I'll just scoop out some and show you. It's thick and rich and creamy. And I use this card because it's easier than using a paintbrush, to be honest. And it applies the glue really very evenly. You want to make sure to get all the edges. You want to make sure not to get glue on your painting too. But I'm going to So even if I did get a little glue on it and it dried and it had a little bit of a shiny look, that would be okay. So I'm just applying it and spreading it to the very edges of the canvas sheet. I need to get like extra large quantities of it. I know this is white on white, so it might be hard for you to see it. I'll try to zoom it in a little bit for you. So again, just making sure all the corners and edges are covered. And basically you can tell because you're going to have a flat look to your canvas material, and the gel medium has a little bit of shine to it. So just making sure it's a nice healthy coat. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over and just center it right over the edge of this cardboard. And you have a minute to shift it around, but not long after that. And then, so I'm going to take a damp paper towel. I'm not going to close that up yet. I may still have to do some touch-ups. You're never sure until you quite get it done. I'm going to take this damp paper towel, wipe my card down so I don't have any gel medium on it. So again, it can be matte gel, it can be glossy gel, it can be a matte medium, gloss medium, super strength Elmer's glue. And I start in the center and work my way out like a squeegee. And that squeezes any air bubbles out, and it also disperses the glue underneath nice and evenly. If I have any glue that seeps out of the edges, which I don't really, but if I did, I would just wipe away the edges, you know, where the glue might have gotten out. Here's the back of it. It's cardboard, so that gives it some body, and then the front is glued down. I could actually put the varnish on right now. So I'll close up my matte gel here. Again, this was Master's Touch, but you can get Liquitex brand or, you know, another off brand. You can get it, you know, wherever. It doesn't have to be a really big name brand kind of product. I do have right here a can of Rust-Oleum Triple Thick, which I had bought to do Shelley blooms, plenty of it. As you can see, I could apply it with a sponge brush. So these are different from like my acrylic pours. My regular artwork, I like to get a really healthy dose of varnish, and very quickly. You don't go slow when you're working with water-based varnish, because it sets up and gets tacky and all pretty quickly. So I'm just going around the edges. This covers very quickly because I'm using about 1.5 inch brush. But what I like to do with traditional art is I brush it on, make sure I got my whole surface covered, and you can look through from the sides, make sure the light reflection catches it, and that will be a dead giveaway if you've missed a spot, because it'll be matte looking in the glossy varnish. But I like to crisscross, and if I have any little dots or junk in my paintbrush or a little hair or anything, this is the time to get it. And I crisscross my varnish over regular paintings. I want it to look really random. I don't want a super glossy shiny finish on this that's perfect. I want it to be kind of random and painterly, what I call painterly looking. So painterly means that you can see brush strokes and you can see the irregularities. You're not going for a perfect look at all. What I'll do is I'll put this aside and let it dry for a good 24 to 48 hours, and then I'll ship it to my customer, Renee. Like I said, this will look great. You can pop it in a frame. I prefer no glass. I like to see the texture of the canvas. I want it to look like an original painting. I don't want it behind glass like a print. So that's just my preference for the most part. Occasionally I'll throw something behind glass, but not often. Then as it dries, it might dry, not very glossy looking, and that's okay, because I'm not worried about the gloss. I'm just worried about sealing in the paint. People can dust it. It's good for a long, long time. So that's all you need to do to varnish. Rinse your brush out immediately so it doesn't ruin your brush. And this painting is good to go. I've got an area there that's thicker. I can put my finger in it even and just kind of rub through it. Because it's going in all directions, you can't even tell, which way the directions are going. I can blow dry it. Okay, so it's dry, and I just remember that my can of paint, the polyurethane, is a clear matte finish. It's not gloss, so it's not going to be glossy looking, and that's okay. It still has a little reflection, which would be like a satin finish, so that's really kind of my preferred look for traditional art anyway. It's mounted on the board and ready to pop into a frame. It's sealed, and when you seal paint, it also helps your colors kind of pop back to life a little bit, especially blacks. And this was not like a black that I used to paint this cow, but especially when I do acrylic pours, I use the Artist Loft Black Flow Acrylic. And you put glossy paint on it, and it really pops that black again and makes it really bold and deep. So that's another reason why I always recommend sealing, especially deeper colors like black, things like that. So this cute cowgirl is all sealed up and ready and finished. I also wanted to mention I gave away the free black t-shirt with the golden round lotus with the black lotus painted on the gold. I gave that away. I did a giveaway that ended this past Sunday, June 7th. The winner on YouTube is Angi Bassett. So Angie, please contact me at my email, sandra@sandralett.com. And the winner on Facebook was Beth Myers Marcus, and she has been notified. She's contacted me and given me her address. So those were my two winners from Facebook and YouTube. I did pick the winners, and I'm waiting for Angi Bassett in YouTube land to contact me to send her free t-shirt, and if I don't hear from her in this week, then I will pick another winner from the YouTube comments for that black t-shirt Lotus giveaway. So congratulations. And like I said before, make sure to check out my tutorials. They're $35 for a class. It's usually a couple of hours. I provide you a materials list, a traceable pattern so you don't have to know how to draw, and you'll get a picture of the finished painting that you can print out on your copier. And then you get a video that you have lifetime access to that you can watch as many times as you want, stop and start it, restart it over and over again. You can paint with your friends or family in the comfort of your home. If you get the monthly package, you get $10 off, which is $60. If you get the 6-month package, it's 25% off. It's $315. If you get the annual subscription, you get 35% off. It ends up being $500 and something. The yearly subscription package, you get a free 11 by 14. This is 9 by 12, so you're talking a bigger painting than this, or a 12 by 12, 11 by 14. Free painting from me of your choice. It can be an acrylic pour that's embellished. It can be flowers. It could be animals, a pet portrait, birds, anything you want it to be, a landscape, something from a photograph. You get that as a gift from me if you buy the annual subscription. So that's the added bonus. And if you get the monthly, the 6-month, or the annual subscription, you have access to all the classes that I've ever put in my tutorials. Right now there's 36, and I add 2 new ones each month. So you'll have access to as many classes as you'd like to take, and you can pick and choose the ones you want to take. And I do take requests, so I always am open for people to request a certain class on painting a certain subject matter. So I'm open for that, and that's all the announcements. I hope you have a great day. This was just a little quick tip. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.